Party started.
We're here to do it.
Yeah,
Good
Monday.
evening.
Happy Monday, June 10th. Are you ready for a brand new, fresh start to the new week?
You know what? I am. It was a great weekend.
Did you refresh, recover,
I did.
restore?
I believe in refreshing on Saturday.
Yes.
I believe on restoring.
Yes. It's good for you. You come back to work and you're ready to take on the work week with new vigor.
Oh, yes.
And we got this heat wave about to hit us, so
Listen,
you better make sure
you're
your
not
mental
ready for
health
it.
is all there
If you're not
because it
ready,
can
you better
stress
get
you
ready.
out. You ready?
I'm ready. If you're not ready, you better get ready.
Because it's coming whether you like it or not.
It is. Check
In
it
fact,
out,
how
y'all.
hot is it going to get?
Very hot. I can't give everything away in the first 10 seconds.
You can't?
I got to string them along just for a couple of minutes because I got to get them to the finish line. But hello, y'all. We have a first alert weather day declared for Friday and Saturday. Temperatures are going to be warming. And it's June, so to be quite honest, that's expected. We're marching towards summer, so we're expected to see temperatures get into the 90s. But anytime that we get 3 90-degree days in a row, that is sufficiently what we call a heat wave. And we're going to get that and then some as we head through the next 6 or 7 days. Right now, we're watching Friday and Saturday specifically because those 2 days will be the hottest. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 90s, and the reason that we're first alerting you is because it's going to be the hottest days of the year so far, and we're going to be flirting with record highs. And it's Friday and Saturday, specifically Saturday, when folks are going to try to be out in the streets, and for some reason, y'all forget that y'all need to drink water just on a regular day. On a regular day.
On a regular day.
People forget that they need to drink water.
I don't know how because I'd get real parched. Mouth mouth gets dry. I can barely talk. I have cotton mouth, begging for drips of water.
We don't want none of that now.
We don't. We don't.
We don't want
You
none of
need
that.
to not only stay hydrated, you need
on.
to wear your sunblock, and that is for everybody.
What is your SPF that you wear?
I told you. I'm going to increase it. After our last conversation,
Oh, really?
I was a strong 60, but I found out that there is 100 SPF.
Oh yeah.
Have you tried it before? I may not even tan. I put on 100 SPF. I'm all about that life.
You know what? I do SPF 15, SPF 30,
That's
and
not
I
enough.
never go above 30.
It's not enough.
I feel like the 30 plus the melanin is worth.
But see, we're gonna touch on this myth because it is a strong myth out there that needs to be bust.
It's the 30
burst.
plus the melanin.
And that is people with melanin in their complexion, anyone of color, you need sun protection just as much as anyone else on this planet. You will get sunburned and you make yourself subject to possibly getting cancer.
I told you it's part of my facial routine.
To put on sunblock every day. But you only put on 15 to 30.
Normally it's 15 in winter, 30 in summer.
But I learned that some people actually, they break out when they put the sun protection on their face.
It's better to break out.
But it's better to break out than to get cancer.
Melanoma. It's no game.
It's no play.
It is no game.
No
Listen,
play, no game.
Listen, y'all. A good evening to everybody. There's a lot of y'all joining us on our stream on YouTube right now, so I want to make sure that I show y'all some love. Show us some love in the comments. If y'all have any questions for me or Shon Gables, we will happily
Try to answer them.
we'll try to answer them.
Because as Patrick says, you're only here for a short time, not a long time.
That's not what I say. You're going to need to get this right.
What do you say?
We're here for a good time.
A good time, not a long time.
Yes, so we're not going to keep y'all all night because we understand it's Monday and y'all are probably folding clothes and getting ready to eat dinner or waiting on the DoorDash to get there or whatever the case may be.
They just want the forecast.
Listen,
This
they just want
first
the
alert forecast is going to require you to listen.
It's gonna
Because the
require
last
you
thing
to
you
be
want to do
ready.
is be unprepared.
Be ready. You stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's what they used to say back in. I'm gonna stop with all these country sayings.
No, I
y'all.
like
Let's
it.
talk about it.
I like it.
First of all, as we were talking about a heat wave coming down the pipeline, we're also thankful for today because today we had a bit of a cold front that pushed through the area. We saw some spotty showers around the area, but what we have really started to feel was the drop in the dew points. They were starting to creep up yesterday. They're starting to come back down, so they're back into the mid 50s. That means that cooler, drier air is building in, and it's feeling a little bit more manageable outside. I didn't say great, but it's June. You should not expect to feel great outside. This is your first rodeo in Atlanta for the month of June. This is as good as it's going to get. As we head through the next couple of days, we're going to really teach you what southern heat is like because it's really going to get hot over the course of the next few
But will it
days.
get humid?
Here's that hour. It will, a little bit, not
'Cause
massively, but
not
it's
like
gonna be
Louisiana.
humid.
'Cause,
Not like
oh my
Louisiana,
goodness,
and not
it makes
like
it feel so much
August.
hotter.
Not like July, not like August. It's gonna feel a little sticky though. Temperatures are gonna cool as we head into the evening, and I actually think that if you're getting up early in the morning, it is gonna feel quite nice as you step outside. We're talking about low 60s area wide, even some folks getting into the upper 50s to start the morning. So I think you're gonna like what you feel when you walk out of the door. There's a lot of sunshine coming back down the pipeline tomorrow. We're gonna keep the humidity pretty low for this time of year. Those dew points are going to stay in the 50s for the bulk of the day, which means it's going to be quite comfortable. We're going to see lots of sunshine, no rain, and temperatures are going to be a little bit warmer than average. We should top out somewhere around 86 this time of year, and we're going to get to 87 tomorrow afternoon. So it's going to be a little bit warmer than it was today, getting into the upper 70s around lunchtime, and then hanging out in the mid 80s through the bulk of the afternoon.
Sounds like bikini weather.
Oh, Jill Gray, good evening to you. I understand your concern, but we're talking about the weather now, and Sean's gonna hit you with the news in just a second. So,
Is Joe ready for the news?
Jill is ready for the news. and she's
Jill is ready
weather.
for the news.
Jill is
Well,
ready
Jill,
for
it's
the news
coming
and for the
because, as
weather.
Patrick said, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
good
So you need
time,
to
though.
speed this forecast up
Listen, I'm
we
speeding.
want to dive right into those headlines.
I am speeding, but at the same time, I'm also here to educate. One of our people, Aquarius, in the comment section asking who's catching cancer from sunlight. Google melanoma, and that you will have all of your answers right there in that situation. But it's going to be a little bit warmer as we head into your Wednesday, get to the 80s as we push into the afternoon. I expect us to top out near 90 Wednesday afternoon, so a little bit warmer, and that's going to be the first day that kicks off our heat wave. A spotty shower possible to the east of us, but we're going to keep that rain chance near zero here in Atlanta. The warm numbers are going to be a big theme, and it's not only going to be the afternoons, it's going to be the overnights. And with the slight uptick in the humidity, a slight uptick in the overnight lows, that means our ACs are going to be working a little bit harder through the overnight. They're going to have to probably drop that temperature a degree lower than you typically do, a little bit lower than you've been doing the last few days, because it is going to take a little bit more to cool your house with the increased temps at night and the increased humidity. Warming to the lower 90s area wide. On Thursday, lots of sunshine, and then those numbers continue to increase as we head towards the weekend. And Friday and Saturday are first alert weather days. Temperatures are actually going to be in the mid to upper 90s, but those feel-like numbers, the heat index that we always talk about, what your body actually experiences because of the amount of moisture in the air plus the heat of the atmosphere, it's going to feel like the triple digits both Friday and Saturday. Now, right now, we don't expect there to be any heat advisories, at least not for most of you. We'll be watching Upstate County because they're typically a little bit hotter, a little bit more humid, as well as Jasper, Putnam counties. But everyone else, typically, we are somewhere near each other, and I think that we're going to be just fine in the metro. Nonetheless, here's the 7-day forecast, and we mentioned the beginning of a heat wave. First day at 90 on Wednesday, count it 2, 3, Thursday, Friday, 5, 6, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we're going to talk about 6 days where we're expecting to be at or above 90 degrees. So that'll be the beginning of a heat wave that's going to stretch through the weekend and into the beginning of next week. High pressure is going to be dominating for all of this. So moisture is going to be pretty limited. Not expecting a drop of rain to really move into our area until next Monday. So, Shon, listen here. I'm not going to keep Jill. Jill is in this comment section.
Jill is in the comment section. You know, and I need it. Coming up on Wednesday, we're going to need a forecast report for all of the Georgia volleyball teams.
Listen here.
Junior volleyball. They're all headed to AAU's, the national championship in Orlando, Florida. They start leaving on Wednesday. So that 13 and under group, they are preparing to see who's going to come away with the championship. A5, which is based out of Roswell, is looking for a back-to-back championship. You got TK, you got Tsunami.
Jill said that is not part of the headlines that you
No, but I'm just preparing you that we're going to need a forecast for this
Listen
because Wednesday they're headed out, and I'm getting those requests.
Well, actually, Viral Me Crazy is appreciating you because you're freestyling. And he's there in the comment section for you to continue to freestyle.
But that's what Patrick and I do. In fact, Patrick, I'll just give you a little history here. Patrick was like, I'm really not trying to do the plus with you, Shon. I don't want to just get over here, do the weather, give you your first alert update. And then he's got to get ready for WPGA, which is our new newscast to make it.
That's what Jill wants us to do.
I know, but I'm just trying to give a little context here.
Okay.
But I love doing the plus with Patrick. Because we have our own little, it feels like a podcast.
It does.
It's sort of like, we just go off the cuff, and you see a little bit of Patrick's personality that you don't really get to see when there's severe weather. But the guy is funny. He is
I
hilarious.
have to temper myself, you know. I have to,
A little snarky too.
little snarky.
Oh
me?
my gosh, he's snarky.
I don't think so. I just think I have a quick tongue. I'm from the South, you know.
It gets you in trouble,
It
especially
can.
with me, because he and I, we go back and forth, go at it.
And while you're
But
up here
I'm not
talking to the-
scared,
You're not
as they
scared?
say. I'm not scared.
While you're not while you're up here talking to the people here on this global platform,
Because that's what it is. Atlanta News First Plus. I'm telling you right now. I want you to reach out to your friends and your buddies. Tell them to go to Google
so in the meantime,
Play
Google Play.
or Apple Store
I do
and
want to make sure.
download the Atlanta News First app so you can get these updates all the time in real time, including both your forecast and the headlines in Atlanta.
So, despite the fact that you have those glasses on, I know you can't see these people chatting on the
I
YouTube
can't see
screen
a
with
word
me,
over there.
But there's a lot of interest in this YSL trial, and I will admit
and
this, it's juicy.
It's juicy.
So I told Fred and Jennifer when I walked in today, and because you know I got the push alerts for all of the updates. I was like, you know, so
And it's a generational thing too, because it's really that 30 and under crowd. Because YSL, he's a rapper, very
Yeah.
famous in Atlanta. It has all of the ingredients for a viral story. It is getting international attention. The Fulton County Courthouse is in the spotlight globally, and it's no joke.
It is.
Everyone is looking to see what chaos is coming out of this courtroom today, and boy, did they have it today.
it's turning into a bit of a soap opera.
It's a circus.
Because it's after last week. The witness getting up to testify and getting arrested for like not wanting to testify. Essentially, the dude.
But do you
they asked
blame
the
him?
dude, "What is
But
your
do you
birth-"
blame him?
He said, "What is your birthday?" He said, "I plead the fifth."
Does that
know
not,
it's not
did it
funny.
not remind you of Dave Chappelle's skit when he was like, I plead the fifth?
Yeah. Oh, actually,
That's what it reminds me.
Hey, you have been corrected. I love it. These people in the YouTube chat
Please
are
correct
going
me.
off.
Correct me.
Lily says, "I'm 45 and I'm invested." And
Oh,
I'm in
you're
Philly.
vested, Lily?
And I'm in Philly.
Listen,
Come on, Lily.
Okay,
come
Lily,
through.
I'm 53.
I thought you was 54.
Well, I will be, but not yet. I'm 53, and I am totally vested. And more for me, it's not just the popularity of Young Thug. He's a well-known rapper.
Yeah.
The interest for me is how the political system, not the political, but the judicial system works. Typically, it's slow-moving.
Yeah.
It moves like a snail's pace. But you rarely see this type of chaos in a newsroom, not a newsroom, but in a courtroom. And
I'm here for
so
it.
I'm here for it. I want to see these dynamics because there are so many men of color who go to a courtroom and it's speedy, it's swift, and found guilty, and they may have rightfully done some of the things.
Yeah.
But that is an argument we get, a complaint that we get sent to our newsroom constantly to invest. Why is there so much inequality?
Yeah.
But what we're seeing with Young Thug's trial is that, I mean, this process is going slow. Every single detail is questioned, second questioned. But and to be the devil's advocate here, Young Thug could afford the best legal community to represent him in this case, and I think it's reflecting that in this courtroom.
And it's reflecting in the chat too. People
I've
are-
never seen this many comments in the
listen,
chat.
In the chat, they're talking about people need to go out and protest. So
Protest what?
I'm going to ask you to elaborate on that, just so that
Please
we can
elaborate.
let us be a part of your conversation, because everybody has different perspectives, and we're here to hear them. As long as you don't curse, because if you curse,
If you
then
curse,
it
he
won't
can't
show
read
up,
it.
and I can't read it
And he
either.
can't read it.
Because I like my job. But also,
But I
in the
will tell
meantime,
you, I
somebody
have
said they're
never seen this
environment
type of
crazy.
comments in our section for any podcast, any Atlanta News First Plus update that we've done in the Plus Center. I just have never seen it.
Environment Crazy says they're 33 from Miami, and they're invested.
Okay. So I stand corrected. Forgive me.
Peaches is saying, they believe that this is way bigger than the case. Lily is once again commenting, saying, it's the most chaotic court proceedings they've ever witnessed. And if I believe that Lily said that they're 45, so they were around
Lily.
for OJ.
You were, and Lily, I stand corrected. I really thought it was a generational thing, but perhaps it's not.
Viral
I'm
me
not
crazy.
God.
Some
I'm
people are saying that
just
Fannie
from my vantage
Willis
point.
in Fulton County need to be investigated. I believe that they are, so we'll see how that plays out. A new commenter, I'm going to say that's Ligon Wills, reporting call it a circus. We said it was a circus. We said it's a whole lot of foolishness. They feel that it's important to note that it's mainly the states that's responsible for this. When we don't specify, it discredits the defense and also acts like they could have anything to do with it. I guess I kind of understand what you're trying to say. What I'm taking away from that is it's basically crazy. It's mayhem. And
it has global attention, and I don't put that lightly. I joke about it sometimes, saying that we're global.
It's a bad reflection.
But it's a reflection of our legal system, the judicial system. Lots of interest because of Young Thug. You know, it goes from everything from what's happening in the courtroom to what Young Thug is wearing for the day. He's got an entire clothing line that's selling out by whatever he wears in the courtroom. I mean, there is a lot of interest. And we're watching this closely, and we stream every single second of this trial on Atlanta News First Plus.
Yeah.
So if you have friends who are interested in the YSL RICO trial, tell them now to go to the Google Play Store or go to Apple and download the Atlanta News First app. Make sure don't miss a second of this trial, because Atlanta News First is your #1 source for getting all that information.
Yeah. It's a lot, and there's a lot of folks with a lot of different opinions in the comment section. What I will say is,
what I see, I have never seen this type of response.
Can I finish talking?
No, because I had to
Viral Me
interrupt on that.
Crazy said that they will never drive through Fulton County if they come through Georgia. What I will tell you, as a person who is 18 months into the game here in Fulton County, my experiences have been fine. Everybody's experiences aren't the same, and I understand that. But you don't have to be scared to drive through Fulton County. It's a great place to live, and
a great place to come and hang
98%
out.
of the people are great. You know, Shon Gables get on my nerves every once in a while, but most of the other people.
You say that, but you say that with love.
Yeah, I do. I'm just joking. Hey, Mel Smith joining us in the chat, dropping some words. Erica believes that maybe we're glossing over the fact over what has been happening to the people that are on this trial, the guys that are involved in this case, and that may be something worth exploring. I'm not watching the case at all, but I do appreciate the streaming. That's what ETC says. Oh, the Susanna Morales trial, which is another trial
that we're following closely. And this is a trial where you're seeing a police officer on the other side of the law, a former police officer has lost his job, accused of killing this young woman, preying on her, according to legal documents. And it's just sad. Today, the testimony in the courtroom, the investigators who found her body and hadn't got the information yet to confirm the DNA that it was, in fact, Susanna Morales, and just cried on the witness stand today. It was gut-wrenching. I can't even imagine being a juror in the YSL trial, or even with Susan Morales' the trial involving her murder. Being a juror is important, but it's such a difficult job. I mean, think about it. The jurors in the YSL trial, they may be serving on this jury for 2 years. And if you have any idea of what jurors get paid, it's pennies per day. So you're talking about people who can't even go to their jobs.
What would happen to me if I had to go and serve on that trial for 2 years? I ought to forget how to forecast.
You lose your skill set and you lose your income, unless your job is going to pay you regardless. There's not that many companies that'll do that, but I'm sure some are lucky to have that. But 2 years on a trial, that's a lot. Now you're not only impacting the judicial system, you're impacting the lives of these people who are on the jury. I mean, what if they're parents and they have kids? I can't even imagine. I have 3 kids.
Ooh, it's the people are being petty in the comments.
Are they being petty?
And I'm here. You know, I love.
I know he loves pettiness.
.MC said Fonnie Willis needs to get back to working on Trump and his friends. And then somebody shooting a shot at Wild Spirit. You better. What
did Wild Spirit say?
Let me find out that we are shooting shots in the YouTube chat.
Well, I want to know what Wild Spirit said.
I'm not going.
I want to know. I can't see this far.
I'm not going to do that. But
Go ahead,
it's
Wild
fun.
Spirit.
Welcome to the chat, Nurse Shells. Laryl, I think I'm saying that right. Laryl White is joining the chat from DC, and they're very invested. Mel Smith is basically taking it that the judge is prepared to become a witness and possibly recusing himself. I'm assuming they're talking about the judge.
The judge in the YSL trial?
Yes, who had the conversation. Apparently that was
with the attorney
leaked from
today?
his, yeah. So
I I'm not an attorney, and I don't understand case law. I have not heard that perspective. That the judge would recuse himself because of that conversation.
Yeah.
First of all, he had a conversation in closed chambers. Someone else heard the conversation, and that was the whole purpose why the attorney got arrested.
Hold on, I gotta save a marriage real quick. Apparently, Nurse Shells was just shouting out one of her girlfriends. They said, "That's my friend. We know each other." I was just speaking. I'm married, and my husband would get mad. We're not trying to do that. Listen here. My part of this dream is done. I've given you the forecast, and while the heat is interesting and it's hot this weekend,
there's a much hotter thing happening in Fulton County Courthouse.
There's hotter stuff going on in this Fulton County Courthouse, and I'm going to let Shon Gables take over.
Why don't you show us as the sun sets over Atlanta as we prepare to give these headlines.
Okay.
Get the folks ready for, the sun is setting, and what
so
a beautiful look.
Amazing.
OMG. Good evening, everybody. It is Monday, June 10th. I'm Shon Gables inside the Atlanta News First Plus studio. I have a quick snapshot of some of the top hot headlines that you are going to see tonight. Some of these top headlines you're going to see tonight on WPGA Macon. Of course, you're going to see our Patrick Pete there. If you're not watching WPGA in Macon, you can stream that. Can you? On Atlanta News First Plus, Macon? We're going to find out. I'm going to find out for you folks, because everybody wants to see old Patrick Pete.
They can see me at 10 o'clock on Pete.
We like to call him Pete T.O. because he manages everybody's time off in case he thinks we're getting too much. You can also watch us. You can watch Alan Devlin and Savannah Louie tonight on Peachtree TV at 10, and of course you can see myself, Shon Gables, along with my co-anchor Blair Miller. We're going to have some of these headlines that you're going to see tonight on Atlanta News First at 11. We have a lot of stuff that is happening in our city, and the big story that all of you have been asking about, let's get straight to it, and that is the YSL RICO trial. It is capturing national attention. It has all the elements, as we mentioned, of a viral story, a superstar rap performer, courtroom drama, and a high-profile case that could put him behind bars for life. I want you to listen to this, what Patrick and I were talking about. And we were mentioning the conversation that was held in courtroom chambers with the judge and someone else, and Young Thug's attorney happened to hear it. Here's how this all started to kind of crumble in the courtroom. Let's listen in.
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me. You got 5 minutes. Well, I don't need it. I want to continue.
You got 5 minutes?
This is what I was told. Mr. Copeland made statements.
I'm Brittany Ford, the Fulton County
you
Courthouse,
heard that,
where Young
and
Thug's
what we're
defense
gonna
attorney
do
was taken.
right here is tell you the rest of the story. We're talking about, of course, the ongoing drama that's happening in the YSL trial. At the center of it all is Atlanta rapper Young Thug. Attorneys are still arguing right now after court wrapped up earlier in the day. A judge in the trial is holding the rapper's attorney in contempt. Attorney Brian Steele arrested in court when he refused to answer questions from the judge. Atlanta News First, Brittany Ford has more on the story.
Well, he tells the judge where he got the information from. I'm Brittany Ford, the Fulton County Courthouse, where Young Thug's defense attorney was taken into custody in the courtroom. This all unfolded as the YSL RICO trial resumed Monday. Brian Steele's arrest was prompted by information Steele received on what took place during an ex parte conversation, a private meeting between the prosecution and the judge. Judge Glanville questioned Steele on how he got the leaked information, threatening to hold him in contempt. Glanville is allowing Steele to continue to give counsel in the trial while being held in contempt. He will remain in contempt until he tells the judge where he got the information from.
Another story that we're following, and this one is going to be breaking and also on our newscast tonight on Atlanta News First at 11. We're following a breaking story in Buckhead tonight. Our Tori Cooper just obtained newly released body cam video on the police shooting death of a 22-year-old man in Buckhead. It is a story that we have been closely following since 2022. Nigel Cullins was shot and killed by Atlanta police officers inside a Buckhead restaurant. Tori just got brand new footage showing exactly what happened. Here's more on the story.
Police walk up to Cullens, who is sitting at the bar with a gun in his waistband. Cullens puts his hands up, and then police rush him to the ground and tell him to keep his hands off the gun and put his hands on his head. It appears from the video that Cullens grabs his gun while he's being tased by police. APD froze the video and added a red circle around what appears to be the gun in Cullens' hand. Shortly after, Cullens gets up and starts running through the restaurant, gun in hand, and is tackled at the door by a security guard. This is when things take a dramatic turn. Right after Cullens is tackled to the ground, a gunshot is heard. Police say it was fired from Cullens' weapon at the security guard. An officer then shoots Cullens more than 6 times. Cullens puts his hands by his side. The gun is on the floor beside him. Police shoot 5 more times, and Cullens died shortly after.
Another story that we're following, and this involves our former president, Jimmy Carter. He is Georgia's own. And we spoke to the grandson of the former president. His grandson is saying that his health remains unchanged since he entered hospice 18 months ago. Jason Carter told Southern Living that last week that he's experiencing the world as best as he can without Rosalind Carter, which was his wife. She passed away when she was by his side the entire time during his life, and he was there for her funeral, and that was the last time that we saw him alive. Jimmy Carter's last public appearance, as we mentioned, was at her funeral in November. And we just want to remind you, time is running out to reserve your tickets for our St. Jude Dream Home giveaway. The home is incoming. Take a look at it. It's in this row of homes here in Forsyth County. And by the way, you don't have to live in Georgia to be qualified to win. This is a great opportunity to help a child that is sick with cancer to get recovery for free and to completely change your life or change the life of someone that you love that needs a home. It is so easy to qualify to win this home. It is so easy that I'm going to give you the information, so listen right now. You just text the words Dream Home to the number 470-777 WANF to reserve your tickets. We're going to announce the winner live on WANF and Peachtree TV. But again, this home in Cumming, Georgia, it's in Forsyth County. It's valued at $675,000. To simply reserve your ticket, it's $100. You can live anywhere in the world, and you can do whatever you want once you win this home. But it can be yours. Super easy to enter. Just text the words Dream Home to the number 470. In fact, let me put this up for you to make this super easy. So you can get that information on your screen. Text Dream Home, 2 words, to the number 470-777 WANF. We're going to send a link that will come directly to your cell phone. You just click it. It'll send you the information to input to reserve your $100 ticket. And again, we're going to announce the winner on WANF and Peachtree TV. I hope you win it. I'm wishing you the best of luck. It's a game changer. It could be the difference between living on the streets, renting a house, or having your own home for just $100. We're wishing you the best of luck. Again, text the words Dream Home to, I don't know what I did there. Text the words Dream Home to 470-777 WANF to get that link sent directly to your home. I want to thank you, everybody, for watching. And remember, Atlanta News First is your #1 source for breaking news, live stream, sports, and political news. I'm Shon Gables. Join us 24/7 on air, online, and on our Atlanta News First app. You can also catch us 24/7 on YouTube TV, Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and AtlantaNewsFirst.com. And make sure you join us tonight at 11 on Atlanta News First, along with my colleagues, Alan Devlin. He's going to be on Peachtree TV, along with Savannah Louie. And then make sure you join Blair Miller and myself with sports anchor and sports director Bailey Burmaster. We're going to have, she's got some great sports headlines that is catching all the sports news right now. You've got to stick around for that. And, of course, your First Alert weather update with Atlanta News First meteorologist Fred Campagna. He's got the latest and the breakdown of the timing of the heat wave we're about to experience in Georgia. Again, thanks. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.